welcome to Glass with Class. I'm in a doctor's appointment right now, so this is pre-recorded. And we said it's a live premiere. Nikki is in the chat, so you can chat, you can claim items, and you can watch along with us as if we're both right there, but only Nikki's going to be there. And shout out to Nikki, she is awesome. I pre-recorded my bits and sent them to her. She cut it all together because she's a genius at that kind of stuff, and I am not. Remember, as always, to claim an item. You comment below in the live chat today, and if you have never purchased from either of us before, please send us your info, YouTube name, real name, shipping address, and PayPal email. We both use PayPal for invoicing, and we use Pirate Ship for shipping to get you the best deal possible on your shipping. And if you're watching on the replay and want to know if something is still available, you can email us to ask, and our emails will be listed in the description box. And I'm sure if you're in the live chat right now, Nikki is dropping our emails for you guys. So thanks for hanging out with us, even though I can't be here with you tonight. Today we are talking about Sowerby glass. And this is a glass company located in England. And I looked up the pronunciation to see if we were saying it right. And it's interesting because there was American pronunciation and then there was British pronunciation. So the American pronunciation was Sowerby. The British pronunciation was Sowerby. Still not sure if I'm saying, I mean, I listened to it repeatedly, but my brain does not like process things like that. It sounded to me when they were saying it like they dropped the R entirely. So Sowerby. But we're going to go with Sowerby because that is the American pronunciation. So there's a record of Sowerby Glassworks in Gateshead, which is northeast of England, as early as 1807. But little is known about the glass they were producing way back in 1807. There just aren't records. The company had an art glass workshop from 1870 to 1888, and they initially employed workers brought from Italy, so they were producing glass in the Murano style. So hand-blown glass from 1870 to 1888. Then they started making pressed glass, and that is what they are best known for. It's their high-quality pressed glass. They made a vast array of designs, styles, and products in pressed glass from 1870s to 1972 when they closed. From 1876 to 1888, they produced a range of the best art designs of the period, and they produced it in large volumes. In 1882, one of their 4 glassworks was Sowerby's Ellison Street Glassworks. It was the largest pressed glass operation in the world at that time, and it employed 1,000 men. I had arrows. Why did I have arrows? John Sowerby, who joined the company as a manager in 1871, was an artist. He also illustrated children's books. And it was his influence that led the company to use popular designs from leading artists. And they made pressed glass copies of designs by Christopher Dresser and Walter Crane. They made reproductions of Egyptian and Japanese designs, and they made copies of Wedgwood pottery in glass, in pressed glass, which was very cool. Now, I read like 4 different articles, and 3 of them referred to John Sowerby as the son of the original Sowerby that owned the company, and 1 referred to John Sowerby as the nephew. Just because it's on the internet doesn't make it true. He was in some way related to the original Sowerbys. Queen Mary was a fan of Sowerby glass. They used a peacock's head logo from 1876 to 1930. They produced a wide range of products in vitro porcelain, which was glass that looked like porcelain. And oh my goodness, is that stuff pretty? So pretty. Their most common colors were turquoise blue, white, ivory, and malachite in purple, blue, and brown. And the malachite was supposed to mimic marble. They also made clear flint glass. In the 1920s, they made carnival glass, which they called sun glow and rainbow luster. In the 1930s, they made an Art Deco line that is fantastic. And I believe Nikki's going to be popping up pictures of examples of some of this stuff. I want it all. I want every single thing in the Art Deco line. I want some of the stuff that they did in the vitro porcelain because it's stunning. Even their carnival glass had really cool pieces, and I'm not even a carnival glass fan. Like, beautiful. It's beautiful, and I can't believe that beyond a mention I've heard of Nikki made of this glass before, that I never actually looked it up. Stunning. It's stunning. Okay. So also Cadbury's, the chocolate company, bought bowls and sold them in fancy packaging with their chocolates in them, which helped with their popularity. And then in the 1950s, they started to struggle after the war. They had more employees than they had business, and the company was taken over by Suntex Safety Glass Industries Limited, and then in 1972 they closed. So it's stunning glass. It's just beautiful. And I don't know that I've ever actually seen a piece in person. But let me tell you, if I do go to my sister's in 2 weeks and we go to the antique store like I'm hoping, I will be specifically on the lookout for Sowerby glass because it is absolutely beautiful. Like, they did a dolphin foot design, but it's completely different from the one that we're used to. And just gorgeous. Their Art Deco stuff, just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So that is the history of Sowerby glass, everything that I had on it.
Here's an example of some Victorian ivory uranium vitro porcelain, number 1350. I love these peacocks. On the left is purple malachite slag cup, number 1400. On the right, a green pin tray, number 1259. And yes, they did carnival glass. 1920s amethyst diving dolphins. This also came in color. I love this Art Deco butterfly dressing table set. I bet you this glows like crazy. This is another 1930s piece. This is their Mercury vase, number 2566. These are gorgeous. Again from the 1930s, these are elephant bowls, number 2614. They came in multiple colors. Here's a close-up of those gorgeous butterfly candlesticks in amber. Again, multiple colors of these. I love this powder dish. It's in frosted blue, but here it's frosted uranium. And look at the catalog page. Here are a couple of examples of their mid-century pieces. Note the piece on the left, the paper label. They did use paper labels as well. This one's just for Claudia, but look at the similarities. These are very similar to Westmoreland. But I have to say, these are my favorites, and in just a second, I'll show you why. So I hope you enjoyed that presentation on Sowerby glass. It is kind of stunning. Their Art Deco, in my opinion, I agree with Claudia, is absolutely their best period. They've done some amazing stuff. There's a ton more than the photos that I showed you. Claudia and I were talking back and forth on Instagram, and we both went running to eBay, looking up stuff on eBay. And I will say this, there are pieces out there available on eBay for purchase, some in the United States, some here in America, more in the United States, United Kingdom, some more in the United Kingdom, I will admit, because obviously that's where that glass hails from, but you can find pieces here in America. And I'm gonna show you, here's my lady. Look at her, isn't she absolutely beautiful? Just the workmanship that was done on her. So she is called a seated nude lady. Oops, we got some tatas. And she sits on a log. Look at the definition that they put onto this log. And she has a flower frog. She is lovely. She is this big. So this is the piece, one of the first pieces I ever found. I only paid $5 for her. So there are these pieces that are out there. Sometimes you get lucky, especially if people don't know what they have. She's not for sale today, but she would have had a console bowl. So I'm on the lookout for a frosted pink console bowl to put her in. Right now she's sitting in my Viking pink satin handkerchief vase, which she kind of fits in and she doesn't look bad in, but I'd like to put her back into her originalness if I can. So yeah, that was it on Sowerby glass. Now on with the show. So what do I got coming up for you first today? So first up, I've got a lot here. This is a set of two pieces. I'm still trying to read this. I know it says something. Oh, gorgeous designs, made in Taiwan. So this is a glass bud vase, and it sits just like so. I mean, you can put them in a vase, especially if, I think it'd be neat if you had a whole bunch of different ones. It's very similar to an epern, but I think if you put these all in a vase too, sitting up and had flowers coming out of them, that'd be really fun. But I just like the simplicity of sitting it on a side table like this and maybe having some leaves or herbs or pretty flowers coming out. The other one is a test tube propagation piece. Here it is right here. It's got a cool little curly coil and a little flowery top. And what I do is I have pothos here in the house. So when I want to plant a new one, instead of going out and buying a whole new plant, and you can do this with a lot of house plants. You just snip a leaf off, you stick it in here with some water, and roots will grow. Free plant. I know, it's a genius, right? So the set of two, because I think they would look kind of cool together, a very 70s vibe if you got a houseplant room. So the set of two of these are going to be a $10, number 99. So now on to my next piece. Oh, so sorry, I swallowed wrong. So here's my next piece. This is a cobalt, and it's a smaller compote, little baby guy here, and it's got fruits all the way around it. This is French, so it's got cherries and apples and grapes and strawberries and pears and all of that. And the base of it itself has this really neat twisty pattern going on. I like the little swirls. Like I said, it's a little guy. It is made in France. There are no condition issues whatsoever. It's just a cute little piece. I'm kind of trying to bring back the cobalt, trying to get a little 90s vibe going on there. So if you're interested in the French compote here, because we did France last week, right? England this week, France last week. This baby here is going to be $10, number 74.
Okay, my items for sale this round. Now, I know I told you guys I was not going to buy any more bells. I do distinctly remember saying that. But it's uranium! Look at that glow! Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. This one's a little bell. It is 5 inches, 5 inches tall. And this is a Westmoreland hand-painted bell. It's got the design on both sides. It's got a little white bit here, a little white strip here. And Bell Alert has just a nice little tinkle. So little 5-inch bell. The glow is amazing. And it is Westmoreland glass. $15, number 11. $15, number 11. And the next thing, I could not figure out the company on this. I do not believe it is Empoli because Empoli has a little scallop at the top, and this is polished smoothly. And it is, I couldn't figure out if it was stained over clear glass or if it's it feels like a very thin layer of this cranberry glass over. But couldn't identify the company. It is stunning. It's got this gorgeous ripple that makes you think Empoli, but I just don't think it's Empoli. And it's big. It stands 7 inches tall, and at its widest point, it's like 7 inches, so 7 by 7. And it is $20, number 3, and those were my 2.
Okay, I can't blame Claudia for picking up that uranium bell, because I would have picked it up too. Even though we both said, no more bells, ever again, no more bells. If it glows, you gotta pick it up. If it glows, it goes. That's the new saying. Okay, so what do I have coming up next? I have this, and I see you all out there. I feel like I'm in romper room. So this is a Mikasa. It is a dresser tray, and it has these really pretty little gold roses on the ends of each handle right there. And then what I really love is the offset rosebuds they did on either side. So you can see the little offset rosebud there and right there. It is a very large tray, I will say that. This would be gorgeous if you have antique or just really pretty perfume bottles that you're looking to show off on a nice tray. So this is, I'm gonna say 16.5 inches in length here. So you have the ability to store or to display so many different perfume bottles or dresser boxes. And I thought this was appropriate based on that butterfly Art Deco piece that I showed you in the Sowerby clip. Because come on, I want that. It's on my bucket list. I have a couple of them saved on eBay just to keep an eye on them to see what they go for, because I want it. So, but I just love this little piece here. And if you're interested in the Mikasa tray, it is going to be a $12, number 96. Okay, let's put you to the side. And up next, last week I showed you this in green with the metal base. This is in milk glass on a pedestal vase. Now, this is done by Indiana Glass. It is their duet or quilted bow. There we go. So you can see the little quilted bit. This would have been a rose bowl. So you would have had like a flower frog maybe in here. And then these little notches were to hold like the rose bowls. It could be, I've seen them as ivy bowls as well. It looks really pretty with the ivy cascading down. And that's what I think I would do with this, is I would actually plant. I would use this as a planter to elevate, because how many of the planters sit like they're like down here, right? This will give you a little bit of height without having to put it up on something, because it is nice and tall. So let's see, this guy here is standing just about 9 inches, 9 inches tall. It's in really good condition, really perfect actually condition. And if you're interested in the Indiana piece, it's going to be $15, number 65. $15, number 65.
My pieces for this round. Oh, isn't that slag glass heavenly? this pale blue and white compote. It's unmarked, but I did find one that had more blue than this one does, that was marked with it had a sticker, original sticker, and it was marked Kanawa glass. So possibly Kanawa glass. Now it does have a rust spot down in there, and there was a little tiny black bug in there. Rust spot right there. And then I think it may have been stored like this, because rust right there, rust right here, and then rust right here. So, and it's 3 high spots where it would have been touching. I think it was stored in water, like in a garage that's set upside down in water that got rusty, is kind of my thinking on that. And there's probably ways to take rust off, but all of them are very caustic and I'm allergic to them, so I'm not going to try to take the rust off. Little rust spot right there. Other than that, no damage, no chips, no cracks to this. It stands 5.5 inches tall, and its widest point 5 inches. So almost a 5 by 5. And it is $18, number 10. $18, number 10. And my second item on this round is this sweet little cased glass, white and peach. It's a really pretty color. And it is a bud vase, no chips, no cracks. 7 inches tall, so standard bud vase size. This is one that my daughter picked me up when she was on vacation from the antique store. Its colors are very pretty and I think very summery, this peach to white. And it is $10, number 5. And those are my 2 for this round.
Ooh, I love that slide glass piece. I love the pale blue kind of colors. I find myself being drawn to blue more and more and more lately. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you just go through that. They say it's like your chakras need fixing, and that's my throat chakra. I feel like I talk enough. Okay, what do I have coming up this round? Ooh, here we go here. I have the covered candy dish Diamond Point by Indiana Glass. I'm going to take this off because I will drop it. It is in nice condition. There's no dings or chips or flea bites or anything on the bottom of this at all. The point is in really great condition, and I love that this point at the top here, the little round ball and then point at the top, it's almost like he's wearing a hat, right? It's like a little hat, matches the bit that comes on the pedestal itself. I love this dish. It's had many lives in my home, I will say that, because while I'm the guardian of things for a little bit, I sometimes, put them in throughout my house. And during Christmas time, this hosted lots of Christmas candies. Same thing at Easter time, because I could hear my son going into it whenever he wanted a little, whenever he was stealing my M&Ms. So same as the top, the bottom has no condition issues. There's no flea bites, which is kind of amazing considering. And same thing on the bottom here. This is a tall baby. So from bottom to top, to the tippy top of that little point I showed you. We'll measure this out. 12 inches. So it's a foot tall. Nice big pedestal candy dish. This would be great to put little doodads in too that you might collect. Something fun and colorful. So if you're interested in this Diamond Point candy dish, it's going to be $18 at number 92. $18, number 92. All right. So put that back to the side. Now up next I have this lovely little milk glass hand-painted tray. Now, I cannot say definitively who made this. I will say this. In my milk glass book, there is some antique Westmoreland that is very similar to this shape, size, and look at this. You can see right there. Boop. you can see the ring of fire on this. So that just goes to show you how pronounced it actually is on this piece. The thing with the Westmoreland piece that I saw was the scroll work was slightly different. So it does lead me to believe that because it does have such a unique ring, a nice ring of fire, and it has, it is similar to another piece, it was probably made by another company at the same time. So this very well could be antique glass. Now, I cannot say the same for the painting inside. I don't know. That paint is in really good condition. So I can't say that this is super antique. I also can't say that this isn't somebody who painted more recently and did a very good job, I have to be honest. This would have been, this is what's called a pin tray. So when you see little things like this would have sat on a lady's dresser, and when she took her pins out at night, they would have went here in this tray. I have one downstairs that I use for my bobby pins. But this is just an absolutely stellar, beautiful piece. And with the little purple flowers, I just kind of love it. So if you're interested in the heart-shaped dish, it's going to be $10, number 52. $10, number 52.
This is my musical round. I saw this listed as LG Wright, but I don't have any proof of that. I didn't dig through miles of old LG Wright catalogs to find out if this was LG Wright. I do not know, but it is stinking cute. It's in this toothpaste blue color that I love. It was originally an ashtray, but it would make a perfect little trinket dish. And it is 5¼ inches long. And no chips, no cracks that I can see. This is one that my niece had picked me up at the flea market, and it was filthy. I knew it was adorable even through the dirt while I was FaceTiming her, but I couldn't believe how good it looked once I got it scrubbed up. So, little possibly LG Wright cello. I think it's a cello, not a violin, but maybe you think it's a violin. Blue ashtray / trinket dish. It's just $8, number 20. $8, number 20. And right along with it, she picked up the banjo. This is amethyst glass. Now this one has a tiny chip right here, but it is a very old soft chip. And until I scrubbed the dirt off it, you couldn't even tell there was a chip, but tiny chip right there. This one is 5½ inches long. It's adorable. And I couldn't even find this one online. And I'm going with banjo, but maybe it's a different instrument. Maybe it's not a banjo. Is it a... I'm trying to think what else would have a round body like this. Anyway, it is $8, number 9. $8, number 9. And those are my two for this round.
Okay, Claudia just had her music round, so I have my antique round. These are things that I know 100% certain are antiques. Let's put it that way. So first up, now this does not have its stopper. It would have come with a stopper at one point in time. Now we all know Colgate. Colgate is what we use to brush our teeth with, right? It's a mouthwash kind of toothpaste company. They started off as perfumers. Didn't know that. So this here is a Colgate, and that's what it says, Colgate Perfumers. Colgate Perfumers, Colgate and Company Perfumers, New York. So this is an antique perfume bottle with the embossed logo on it. It's a little guy. Let's see, he stands just over 3 inches. With the stopper, it almost looked like from the pictures I've seen that it almost had like a little bit of a fan kind of, almost maybe metallic-y kind of stopper. It wasn't glass, I can say that. It could have even been something different. But I love these little antique bottles. I don't know if you've all seen that commercial where she's getting ready for a date, right? She's on Pinterest, and one of the things that she looked up on Pinterest, showed all these little old bottles like this with like 1 or 2 flowers sticking out. And I love that look. I love that look so much. So I pick these up when I can because I think they're awesome that way. So this would have been right around the turn of the century, late 1800s, early 1900s. And the fact that it's in the shape that it's in really good condition. So right there, over 100 years old, and she looks like she just rolled out of the factory. So if you're interested in the little Colgate perfume bottle, it's going to be $10, number 87. $10, number 87. Okay, and my next piece, we talked about King's Crown a little bit last week because Claudia had a piece that was Tiffin and she had a piece that was Indiana glass. And in case you missed it before, they were not the first makers. Tiffin was not the first makers of King's Crown. It was actually Adams. And this is an Adams piece. This is an antique piece of glass. This comes from the 1880s, 1890s. This is, Adams called it their Excelsior line. See the enormous thumbprints on this one? This is actually a spooner, and it does have the ruby staining on the top, not flashed. Flashed is when a thin layer of glass goes over another layer of glass. This is a chemically treated thing, the stained glass, and this would have been for your spoons. And I'm going to put my pen in there, so you would have put all your spoons in there, and then people would have come and taken their spoons out. Now, the spooners kind of fell out of fashion in the 30s. They were really not really being made as much anymore. So if you find spooners, they're definitely antique. So this piece is gorgeous. The flashing, or the staining, I should say, on this is in excellent condition. This sat in somebody's cupboard. It just did. But this could have many new lives now. It would make a beautiful small vase for some flowers, or just look pretty sitting just like it is. Come on, if any of you checked out my investigating a find, you saw what I did with an antique piece of glass. I stuck a candle in it. I don't think I'd stick a candle in this one though. I'm just saying, don't do that maybe with this one. But it's gorgeous. It's just so pretty. So if you're interested in the Adams Excelsior, and it's XCLR, but they just named it Excelsior, King's Crown, because it later got called that as well. Antique piece here, it's going to be $35, number 95.
Next up are 2 more pieces that my daughter picked me up at the antique stores in Hocking Hills. First one is a marigold compote. It's a little one. It stands 5.5 inches tall, and the bowl is 5 inches. No chips, no cracks. It's very pretty. Simple compote. $10, number 16. $10, number 16 on the marigold compote. Or a really fancy drink glass. And then she picked me up a piece of Jeanette. And I always think it's interesting that a lot of times online this is listed as carnival glass. This was not carnival glass, it was iridescent. I don't remember what they called it, but you can tell the difference because there's no other colors that flash or shine in this. It's just shiny. And here you see the pinks and the greens catching the light, purples. So very pretty. I don't know what they called it, but collectors often refer to this as a clover dish. And it's got this really pretty design in the middle here. It's got its little handle, so you could serve your nuts or olives. It's pretty. 7 inches at its longest, 6 inches wide. And I know that Jeanette is a very common thing to find at thrift stores, and so generally don't pick it up, but it really is pretty. And my daughter was just on the lookout for pretty things for me for resale as a thank you for me watching her cats, which really was was a vacation. It was a vacation, let's be real. But it's $6, number 6. $6, number 6 for the very pretty Jeanette Clover. And those are my two.
Okay, my last round, yay! And I just noticed as I'm looking through all my stuff, I kind of had a little bit of a red, white, and blue theme going on, so I swapped something out that was blue last minute for something else that was green, so that I wasn't just red, white, and blue like way after the 4th of July. Just kind of the way it is. Sometimes your brain just pick things because you get something in your head. So we're moving right along. I have here, this is Libby. This is the frosted gold. This is the gold leaf one. I had the silver leaf cups they have since sold. This is the gold leaf. I think these are gorgeous. These are great. I see these because we talk all the time here about using your pretties. Hashtag use your pretties. We talk all the time about that. And I see this having many different lives. Use it for what it's originally intended for. Put your ice in it. Put a nice little bottle of water or a little Prosecco and sit outside and enjoy the day. I can also see this as a second life as a planter. I can. You just slip maybe one of the plastic containers in here, and then you have this really nice on the outside decorative bit. I think that's a really good idea as well. As Claudia said before, these make great snack bowls. Like if you're sitting down and you want like a bowl of popcorn, make this your new popcorn bowl. Why not? Or just let it sit out. Maybe you have this set, but you don't have this. Now I'm taking a really good look around. It is actually in really good condition. All the little gold leaf bits here are actually in really good condition. There's no chips or cracks on this. It's all in perfect shape. So if you're interested in the Libby Gold Leaf Ice Bucket, it's going to be $10, number 59. Now, I had a brain fart for a minute. I almost stopped the video. The next piece is sitting in my lap. So I picked these up this past weekend. They are beat up. I'm going to start preface with that. This is going to be the Spiral by the Hocking Glass Company, or Hocking Glass Company, and it was done from 1928 to 1930. These definitely lived a life, and they are very, very, very thick. And there, if I hold it up, you can see they have lived a life. Every single one of them, and I have a set of 3 here, has the utensil marks, probably from glass stacking, maybe even dishwasher damage. I am not certain, but I would love to see these, and I'm looking for my black light because I know they glow. Here it is. I would love to see these get a new life. And here's what I would do with them. Because I'm in that summery mood and I keep talking about plants, I would use these, because they are nice and thick, to put your plant on top of and put it in a windowsill or put it with your uranium collection. And when you flip on that black light at night, these are going to look gorgeous underneath, sitting with the plant. So if you had like the Libby Ice Bucket, which fits perfectly on here, by the way, there you go. There's your plant right there. Something to repurpose, upcycle, reuse, save stuff from the landfill. I don't know, maybe you know somebody who does something with glass and they're going to recycle it. That's great too. I love that idea as well. So like I said, this is the Spiral pattern by the Hocking Glass Company. They were produced 1928 to 1930. These are the lunch plates. They are very heavy duty and nice and thick. And there's a set of 3 there. And if you're interested in the uranium plates, they're going to be $9, number 63. $9, number 63.
Next up, it's from England. It is not Sowerby's. It is Royal Dalton Crystal, and they started using this particular sticker in the 1970s. And the sale that I got it at, I honestly think, because she looked to be about my age, honestly think that she lost her mom and had cleared out her mom's stuff. That's, you know, you just know when you walk up to some of these garage sales, you're like, somebody passed away. And I'm wondering if her mom didn't get this for her wedding. It would have been a beautiful wedding present. So it does say Royal Dalton there, and then here on the bottom, acid etched in, is a crown. You're not gonna be able to see it, but it is there. It's gorgeous. It catches the light. So salad bowl, fruit bowl, fancy potato chip bowl, if you're just Netflixing and chilling. 7 3/4 inches across, extends 3.5 high. So it's this size. It's beautiful, you guys. I love crystal. I could do that all day. It's mesmerizing. $20, number 17. $20, number 17. The Royal Dalton crystal is not near as heavy as the Rosenthal crystal right here. If you've seen that bowl recently, it's not near as heavy as that one. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beaut. And my next one, Fenton. This is, I believe, Fenton from the 80s. Let's see. Yes, that is an 8 below the Fenton right there. That tells us it's from the 80s. Now, this one has an issue. It looks to me like somebody tried to scrub off the original Fenton sticker that would have been stuck right there. And we've learned in Glass with Class, if you scrub away at satin glass, you will polish the satin finish back off and it will become clear again. So the price is going to reflect that somebody tried to scrub the sticker off here, and it is still a bit sticky. I did not mess with it at all. Also, there is a bubble right here where my finger is. There's a bubble in the glass, just so you're aware of the bubble in the glass right there. But it is a pretty little compote type, 6 1/4 inches tall, 4 inches wide. That pink is different than other pink satin that I've had. It's a deeper, like rosier pink, if that makes sense. I think the color's coming across pretty well there, but super pretty. It's only $10. $10, number 8, because somebody tried to scrub away at satin glass, which you should never do.
Okay, so that was everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I know we had to kind of be away today. Next week we will be back live 6 p.m. right here on Claudia's channel, and I hope you enjoyed learning about Sowerby glass, because I have to say, ever since I found my little pink lady here, ever since I found her, I've kind of been obsessed with the company and looking for more pieces. I never did the deep dive kind of like I did this time around, because it's just, I was just blown away by the pieces that they have, and there's so much more out there to discover. I invite you guys to go and do that. So what do we have going on this week? This week, Claudia and I are both taking part in a drop hop sale again this week, and it's hosted by Carolina Sweet Treats and Pretties. It's going to be over here on YouTube, and it's starting at 5 p.m. with Miss Dolo, Miss Damn Jewelry. She's kicking things off at 5 p.m., followed by D, Thrill of the Thrift, then Carolina Sweet Treats and Pretties, followed by Claudia at 6:30, so don't forget to tune in to Claudia's. 7 p.m., Miss Pamela will be up next. 7:30, Bayou Belle Vintiques, I almost said Thrifts. Bayou Belle Vintiques will be up at 7:30. At 8, Patrick will be up on Trusty Huckster. I can't talk today. That's okay. And then I'll be wrapping things up at 8:30 over on my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel. Go back and check. I'm like to 500. I'm very, very close. I've just started putting out a lot more content. I've been doing the I have 2 episodes up of Investigating a Find. Check that out. This week's Investigating a Find comes out on Friday. It'll be about a couple pieces of depression glass I found and identified. Claudia's channel, don't forget, if you're not subscribed to her, give her a subscription. Put those thumbs up in there, because it really does help her out over here on her channel. Don't forget, she does a Wednesday morning sale, coffee and chat, over here on her channel. And as always, we will be here every Monday night at 6 p.m. showing off our knowledge of Glass with Class. And if you guys have anything that you would like to know or learn more about, let us know. drop it in right now. Put it in the comments below if you're coming up in here later. Let us know something that you maybe would like to learn about, because maybe it's something we'd want to learn about and haven't done yet. So we invite you to do that. And don't forget, get your questions in, because we always do a question and answer once a month over here. So don't forget to get your questions in if you have a hard time identifying a piece of glass. If you have a specific question, like, what is fused glass? What is pressed glass? Why isn't this? Usually I use it to rant about eBay. I've been very good the last couple times. I haven't done that. I'm really trying to behave myself. So be sure to get your questions in for that as well. Don't forget, after this, head on over and check out Angela and Heather. They do another show. I think it's Bergamot and Brocade. I always mess that up. Is that one word I just don't want to say. I'm not sure which channel it's on this week, but go check their channel out. It's like learning about vintage and antiques on Monday night between 6 and 8 o'clock, because us ladies are on here trying to give you guys a little bit of information that I actually do really appreciate. Not only doing, but learning about this stuff as much as possible, because then it allows us to go out and to be able to see things like across the room. Like, I would have never learned or known about that Sowerby piece or that Art Deco piece had it not been from Scott in the old Curiosity Shop. He's fantastic for learning about things. Had I not watched some of those, I probably wouldn't know even a tenth of what I know now. So it's very, very helpful, and I hope you guys find it helpful too. So thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight, guys. Our first live premiere ever over here. Sorry about the glare from the window. It's in the afternoon and the weather's just being the weather, hot and humid. So I hope you had a good time. Have a good week, everybody, and hopefully we'll see you Thursday. Bye.